Everyone and their mom is delivering food these days. There's Uber Eats, Postmates, Sprig, Munchery, and so many more. Last month, Uber announced that its food delivery service, Uber Eats, is going to make its way into India very soon. Meanwhile, Sprig recently added tips and equity to try to keep the people delivering its meals loyal to the company. And Doordash and Postmates recently teamed up with a startup to offer delivery by robot drones. But despite the plethora of food delivery startups out there, there's still a big untapped market. In 2015, people in the US ordered about $210 billion worth of food for delivery or takeout. But two of the big players in the space, GrubHub/Seamless and Eat24, only generated a combined $2.6 billion in food sales. That means there's still a lot of room for competition and variation, whether that's picking up food from restaurants and delivering it, or making food in-house and delivering that, or something entirely different that we haven't even heard of yet. Today, we have Tony Xu of Doordash to talk to us about the state of the on-demand food delivery space. Tony, how has the on-demand food delivery space evolved since the early days of GrubHub?
Well, that was a long time ago, Megan. So that was over 15 years ago. I think in the first generation, what you really had were companies that were just getting restaurants online, and that's really what the GrubHub or the Seamless have done. And they're marketing businesses that are just sending orders to restaurants that offer delivery. They never actually deliver them themselves. And what you've seen, I would say in the 2010 and in the future decades, a really different breed of companies who are trying to build the full stack logistics piece in order to offer both the marketing angle as well as the fulfillment of delivery.
How do you see employees versus 1099 contractors fitting into this? Or more specifically, what are the pros and cons of having contractors versus employees doing the deliveries for these companies?
So one of the most important things you have to think about when you're building, this type of business is, what does the supply side look like? And in this case, what really has changed over the last 25 to even 50 years is just how flexible work has become and how people want to choose, what they do. In many ways, our drivers are very similar to the, consumers on, the platform. They value time. And so in that case, the 1099 model or any contractor model, which is the predominant model today, really is used to solve that need. I think other models that may be more traditional, such as the hourly model that you described, they're models that are less what a person is looking for today. And I think as a result, you're just seeing how labor is changing in much the same way that our consumers are changing.
How are robots going to fit into all of this? I know that this year Doordash teamed up with Starship Technologies to do, autonomous robot food delivery. So how does that fit into all of this? Just keeping in mind the, right now that you have real people doing these deliveries.
Yeah, so I think it's not a world where any sudden changes are happening. I mean, in many ways, I believe, and we at Doordash believe in a world where technology and humans coexist and help one another. For example, with a partnership with Starship, as well as some other initiatives that we've tested before, as well as are currently trying, it's really to see, are there types of deliveries that may be easier, for example, for a different vehicle type. And Doordash in many ways started in a suburb like Palo Alto, where we launched. And in that model, it's easier for a driver in a car to travel a 3-4 mile distance than a robot. But in a denser place like San Francisco or perhaps New York City, where you have these high-rise buildings, you have more crowded streets, more crowded stores, restaurants. Perhaps that's where the robot can really help with some of those shorter distance deliveries.
In the next couple of years, what do you foresee happening in this space?
Well, I think we'll see a more pronounced version of what we've already seen, which is the winners are emerging.
Right.
You know, DoorDash is among them, and it's one of these industries where the winners are going to get more scale. We are going to do more to change the industries that we are serving, and I think that as a result, build very valuable businesses.
Great, thanks so much, Tony. Appreciate having you.
It's great to be here, Megan. Thanks.
Don't miss Bullish Wednesdays here at TechCrunch.